Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. Today we've got the Ringside exclusive AEW Switchblade Jay White, and I am really excited to have this one in hand. Of course, fairly big fan of Switchblade Jay White. Watched him in New Japan for a bit there. Loved what he did with Bullet Club. Now you've got Bullet Club Gold in AEW, which it's alright. I still kind of prefer his New Japan stuff a little bit more. But I do love what they've been doing with him. Like, I can't say I hate it, but I don't love it either. I mean, that's all up for your interpretation. But when I saw this hit ringside, I waited a while. And I decided I couldn't wait no longer. I pulled the trigger. And well, I got the bad boy in hand. And well, I also do have something else that'll flash on screen real quick. We'll get into that a little bit later. But the main thing here is the Switchblade Jay White. So let's get into this action figure review, shall we? Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got Switchblade Jay White up out of the packaging, we can get into the figure, get into some of my gripes and some of the things I do love about it, as I didn't fully pose it up and around all the way, so me and you will see that both for the first time with our eyes. Or well, technically through the camera, as I gotta make sure you guys can somewhat see it, right? But first things first, gonna get into the one thing I absolutely love about this figure, and that is this nice leather cloth accessory with white insides so it won't stain the fucking figure. Thank you, Lord and Jesus Christ. They gave us a good accessory that was cloth that won't stain the fucking figures. Anyway, you've got the little silver buckle there. Nothing on the other side, which is kind of a downer, I'm not gonna lie. I would have expected another buckle piece or something like that over there. You've got the Switchblade era. You got the 5 like cuts and things, the things he has all over his attire. And yeah, simple but yet effective. I absolutely love this accessory. Now, getting into his other accessories, as you can see, he's got a necklace there, so I guess you could kind of count that as one of them. He's got 3 separate sets of interchangeable hands. I say 3 because yes, I get, you see, we've got 2 different hands here, and then we've got 2 sets of hands here. That is actually the one like small gripe I do have with this figure, is that we come to 2 sets of hands that are exactly the same, and then the last set of hands is a fist hand and a grappling hand or microphone holding hand, depending on what kind of microphone it's holding, because if it's any one of the AEW ones, that hand is not sufficing, let's be honest. But then he also has his like cutthroat hands for both hands too, which is great. And then he's got the guns up, gun club, logo. Got the gun club hand and all that cool jazz. I do love the hands. I just have the gripe with the one set of hands. It just bugs the shit out of me that we got 2 different hands for a set of hands, but that's whatever. Thankfully they're interchangeable, so if I really wanted to, if I can find a set of hands over here real quick that match, probably not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna. And just as an example, though, it's not the same kind of interchangeable peg, so this one will actually snap on you, because if I can get it to focus here, just focus, even me touching this, there we go. It's got a much thicker peg piece there than they do on the newer hands. If I can, goddamn, my phone does not want to work with me today. Oh well. I'll just zoom in on it on the mat. There we go. Of course it focuses instantly, but it's got smaller peg pieces. So just prime example here, thick peg piece, smaller peg piece. This is one of the like original hands from one of the mini waves that we've had since AEW started doing the wrestling figures. So yeah, with that being said though, let's get into these head scans, because he does come with two interchangeable heads. This one, honestly, it looks a lot better on camera than it does in person, in my opinion. I think that also might just be because of how mine looks. Like the one it kind of just looks a little misprinted. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I do like this head scan. It looks good. It looks clean. It looks like Jay White, and that's all that matters, really. That's what you want with head scans, right? Is you want them to look like the characters they're supposed to be representing. Then getting into his second head scan, looks just as good. If anything, I do kind of prefer this head scan, though I'm a little confused as to why it looks like his goatee is a little off to the side. Maybe it's because of how the screaming expression was made. But yeah, everything looks good. It looks clean. The hair pieces, I want to say, are the same. So yeah, I can't really complain there. Now, getting into the figure itself, you've got a nice bright red attire with white cuts all over it. You've got white X's on a belt that is molded on. This figure actually has a unique sculpt to it as well. As you can feel here, is textured all the way around the figure, as you might be able to see it in the picture. The belt, as I mentioned, also textured. You've got the nice knee pads, which I kind of like the scratch logos on these better because they outlined them in black so they just don't look so bare bone and minimum. I don't know if that's accurate though. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Don't get on my ass if it is. But then we've got Switchblade with the crosses, with the scratches there. You got nothing on this boot, oddly enough, so I don't know if that's accurate either. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Either way, I do love the white boots with the red attire. You've got the white wrist tape, which isn't sculpted on, as you can see. It is just painted on. I do love when they sculpt it on the figures, but I do understand that maybe that is a bit more costly for them, so they can't do it with every figure. What sucks though is that this is a Ringside exclusive, so I would expect the top quality stuff to be happening here. Now, as you can see, he does have a good range of motion with the arm. I did try to bend this one a little bit, and it did scuff up a tad bit there, like nearby the shoulder. It was kind of stuck, but now it is posing fine and dandy. Got good double jointed arms if my camera would focus properly. Good ab crunch forward, I would say, yeah, there we go. As the ab crunch, he does get a good forward bend. He gets a way better back bend, like he almost looks like he's breaking his back there. But he's got all the good standard articulation as far as the upper top half goes for AEW action figures. Got a nice bend in the knee, upper thigh cut. He can do a fairly decent kick, I'd say. Might have to work it into position, but with some of these AEW figures, that's all it's about, is just kind of working the position in there. Now that's him standing straight up. He does have a fairly decent kick out. I don't think he's going to be able to do full splitsies though. Oh, he can actually do a pretty decent split as well. So I guess that's something to note with this figure. Not a lot of AEW figures I think can do that, so they really gave this Jay White a phenomenal formula. One thing I, of course, didn't check yet though. Yes, he does have boot cut, which is sadly a thing I always keep an eye out for because of the Pac and Kazarian figures that came out not all that long ago. Because it really wasn't all that long ago. And then he does have the ankle. There we go. He does have the ankle bend and the ankle play. Like, I want to say he should be able to rotate a little bit here. Yeah, so you got the nice ankle articulation there. And all around, this is a fairly solid figure, but why don't we get them all posed up and we can give our final thoughts on this. Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got him all posed up in the final pose, he's going for that Blade Runner, or also known as the Sister Abigail for you Bray Wyatt fans. Of course, they do use a fairly similar move. And well, all I can really say is, honestly, I do love this figure, and the price point it's at right now on Ringside, I want to say it is actually a fairly cheap figure for what is known as a Ringside exclusive, because let's be honest, they put that little tag right there, and oh my lord, that price is outrageous. But what can you really say? I honestly, I don't know. I can't say too much bad about it. Of course, the one set of hands, it does bug the shit out of me, but at the end of the day, I can deal with it. It's not the biggest ordeal. There's plenty of interchangeable hands I can use. I just gotta find one that is the right skin tone and all that nature, which is gonna be the pain in the ass there. But all in all, he poses well. I think my only other gripe, and I noticed this as I was getting ready for the final pose, is that his one peg here in the leg actually does not poke out like it's supposed to, which kind of gives his lower leg a little bit of a divot. So I will have to go out of my way to fix that up, but overall, not the biggest ordeal. It's not hindering articulation really. If anything, it just looks awkward when I go to look at it. So yeah, I do kind of want to fix it up a little bit there, but overall, for a Ringside exclusive, something I paid around like 30-ish bucks for, maybe a little bit more than that with tax and shipping. I can't exactly remember. I think I paid like 40 something total for this and this. But yeah, with all that being said, what would I rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd have to give this Switchblade Jay White. If it didn't have the little bits of defects there in the leg, and if it came with perfect sets of hands, honestly, I'd give this a 9 out of 10, but with those little bits of issues, I am still going to give him a good solid 8 out of 10. Just gonna deduct a point, because it's really not big ordeals, especially if you know how to fix the leg properly, and or you know how to interchange hands. But with all that being said, I gave him a good solid 8 out of 10. Now, what would I have to give him on a scale of 1 to 5 stars? The good old Dave Meltzer 5-star rating, aka the 1 to Young Buck match, because we all know he favors AEW so much it's not even funny. That, and I think he also does favor New Japan a little bit, but he's definitely been favoring AEW. Anywho, when it comes down to it, we gave him 8 out of 10, so makes sense to give him a good old 3. I'm gonna say a 3.8 out of 5 stars, or you could just say 4 if you want to round it up. I guess we could just say 4, but I feel like a 4 is kind of that uneven threshold, where 4 I feel like is more of a 9 out of 10. So 4 out of 5 stars is like a 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Maybe I do my star scaling weird as fuck. Beats me, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, he is a good solid figure, poses fairly well, and honestly, he may be a good addition to add to your collection, especially if you do stuff like I do, where I pick fed, hence why I've got the chairs in the ring, hence why I've got the arena kind of looking all messy. We've got Jon Moxley and Christian over here. We've got Edge and Seth Rollins over here. We've got, I'm not even exactly sure who this is. We've got this guy. playing some good old tunes in the 80s synthwave version. That's what I've been playing for you guys today as far as themes go, because kind of wanted to see if this wouldn't get me heavily copyrighted or not, and at least it's still something recognizable to wrestling fans. So yeah, with all that being said, why don't I shut the hell up? We can sign out of here. So if you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you did not like the video, womp womp, I guess, because I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of forget about how I said I would open this earlier, and now I gotta go make some dinner. So maybe I'll do like a small little short going over all the weapons that come in that accessory pack and all that kind of good old jazz. But if you did, actually, you know what? No, I can't sign off. I did promise that. So this is my fault. I can't just promise something and not fucking at least try to keep my word on there. Plus, it shouldn't take me too long to go over this anyway. It's just, what, 15 pieces. As you can see, all the weapon accessories are included on the back of the box here. So you've got all these different things here. And, well, it's in a fairly nice box, too. I can't even lie. We've got a lot of good shish here. A lot of stuff I'm actually fairly excited to have in hand, because we've got this big ass barbed wire board. Now, I didn't think it was going to be this big when I got it in hand. No diddy there. But on top of that, we also have this trash can lid. We've got, where is it? Oh, couldn't see it on the camera, but we've got the Nick Gage pizza cutter. We've got a broken and not broken light tube, which is cool and not cool, because I kind of wish we would have gotten a few more for how cool light tubes can be. We've got a pair of handcuffs, which are fairly flexible, I can't lie. Like, look at that. We've got a flaming 2x4 with barbed wire on it. We've got a normal barbed wire baseball bat. We've got, what did Abyss call this weapon? Janice? I want to say it was called Janice. So technically we've got Barbie and Janice. We've got a little bed of thumbtacks, which don't look like thumbtacks at all. If anything, it looks like the Silver Surfer just puked. We've got a breakable tombstone, if it would break. Oh, there we go, it broke. There we go. Breakable tombstone for whatever purpose you're using that for. Got a little strand of barbed wire. A shovel. We got a giant ass urn, like holy shit. Why do we need an urn that big? And we've got a tiny little glass jar. Now, like, let's be honest here. Comparing these two accessories real quick, why do we need an urn this fucking big compared to a jar this fucking big? That's a little weird. But, you know, I showed you guys all these accessories here. Maybe, like I said, I will do a quicker, like, thorough unboxing for a short or something of that nature. But just to show you guys everything that does come in the more hardcore 15-piece accessory playset, Ringside exclusive, whatever the hell the name actually is. I'm just going to call it the hardcore Ringside exclusive set, which is something they did do back in the day. And now they are bringing back with a couple of different accessories. I want to say some of them are the same, but some of them are a little bit different. And I think the one from back in the day, don't quote me, I think the one back in the day, though, was actually 10 pieces. So I don't know if they necessarily replaced a few pieces, or if they actually added more pieces. Feel free to quote me on that in the comment section down below. But with all that being said, you know, if you did like the video, feel free to like the video. If you didn't like the video, womp womp, I guess, because now this is already 20 minutes overdue. With all that being said, though, if you did like the video, feel free to go look at some of my other action figure reviews. Maybe feel free to go look at some of the other videos I do, such as unboxing videos. And the other day where I did show you guys how to fix modern day Mattel action figure legs, because the modern day WWE elites have been trash, and they need to get a gripe on the upper leg half, where every figure, I will say here, because I don't think I said it in the video because I got a few questions on it, I want to say it's from like Elite Series 104 or 105 onward that has this problem. And also the same, whatever figures have been made in Vietnam, they should be on a ball joint that kind of looks like a ratchet joint. So for an example, just to pull it out here, we've got someone who's in the main event of our upcoming PickFed pay-per-view. I don't know if you can see it right here on this foot. It says made in China. So figures that were made in China, you shouldn't have to worry about this problem. But then, let me grab one. See a little preview of my dirty stand over there, I guess you could say. It's not that it's dirty, I just got a few accessories over there, and well, my LED light remote. But then you take a modern day figure. This is the Trick Williams figure, and if I can find it here, oh, I actually have it upside down, I think. Yeah, I did. But it is on this foot right here. You can see it says made in Vietnam. So just keep that in mind. Whatever figures came from Vietnam are the ones that are having the problem with the leg issue. Of course, yes, the ones that were made in China weren't necessarily perfect either. You can still do that same method to actually fix the figures up. If anything, you just got to be more careful, as not every figure back when they were made in China has ball joints. Like, say, this Christian, he doesn't have ball joints. As you can see, he's got like a little layer of plastic next to the ball joint. That is a ratchet joint. But then you take a figure like one of the Shield Elites, and you look up in there, see how smooth that ball joint looks? That is a normal ball joint. You can pop the legs off of these ones. But the ones with the ratchet joints, you actually have to break the leg open like you're cracking a torso. And that is difficult as shit. It actually is one of the reasons why I haven't finished a custom I've been technically working on for like 5 months now. So, yeah, with all that being said though, I think I'm just going to shut the hell up. If you guys would like to, feel free to follow me on Instagram. If you guys don't want to follow me there, feel free to subscribe here at least. After all, it is free to subscribe. And with all that being said, well, I think we are going to get out of here. So, just keep in mind, next goal, 350. We've already started the climb there. We're at 308 as of recording. So, you know, we're getting close, but no cigar just yet. No hype package, no hype feeling just yet. We're climbing there though, on the road to 350 subs. And well, yeah, with all that being said, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone. I just know for me, NXT is on, I want to say. So womp womp, should have been watching that. Not really. I'm happy I'm in here opening this up. And with all that being said, deuces, ooses, because I'm sick of yapping. Blade Runner.